Evening, Kris. Can you just maybe take us through how this one played out in your eyes?
I thought we had the puck a little more, but just made more mistakes. Especially, on the line rush or in the offensive zone, turn the puck over, leading to odd man rushes for them, and I just think there was too many mistakes that you can't have later on in the year in the regular season when the games are important. It's exhibition. You're trying to learn. Get those out of your system. Obviously there were some bright spots. We had some good scoring chances, almost 50 shots on net. So there was good things about tonight's game, but there was too many mistakes that left our goalie exposed without the support that they needed, especially picks early.
What did you think of Raphael Lavoie's night alongside Leon Draisaitl?
Yeah, no, I thought he played really well. He made a lot of good shots. He could have had a couple goals. Their goalie made some really key saves on him, but I thought he played really well. 2 games that he's been involved in the offense and been making some plays.
Kris, you mentioned maybe the goalies were left a little exposed. I think they had a couple of goals, where it was the second or third rebound. When those multiple chances are happening, is that just a product of guys maybe aren't familiar with each other defensively, or it's just that step up in competition? What'd you see?
Well, one of them started 200 feet away in the offensive zone. Just we had a defenseman getting involved in the play, and then somebody has to just cover for him. You got to back off a little bit. So that led to I believe that was the 2-on-1 goal. Another one was just responsibilities coming into the zone. I think a lot of it had to do with maybe the defense not denying the blue line, allowing them to carry the puck in. And once you allow them into the zone, then they're able to make some plays. And a little bit of being fortunate where the rebound goes, and sometimes the rebound goes off in the corner somewhere where it's not an issue, but when it bounces right back to the stick. But we should have had somebody in those locations.
Kris, as a coach in these games, you mentioned there's going to be mistakes. McDavid and Hyman talk about that. There's a lot of rust, there's a lot of stuff to knock off. How do you approach it as a coach? Not that you don't care about the result or necessarily, but do you understand it's part of the process? So is it calmness as a coach here? Where are you looking for specific things from an individual, is not necessarily the overall game at this point?
Well, right now we're trying to build our game as a team. But we're also trying to evaluate who are the best players, and we're trying to give guys opportunities to make this team and find a spot in our lineup. And there's some mistakes that probably are handled a lot differently by the coach if it was game 42 than opposed to the second exhibition game. I think right now it's about letting them play, correcting those mistakes as we go. And, I don't want to say it's just exhibition, because it's more than just exhibition, because we're trying to evaluate these guys. We're trying to get into game-ready, regular season mode. And, that's only, days away. So we have to get prepared for those.
I know you had mentioned earlier that you probably plan down and cutting down to pretty small number that goes in your final 2-game road trip. Your 3 preseason games now done, 5 left. What's your plan on when you look to reduce the numbers of guys around? Is there a benefit to having more here this week?
I think the next couple of days we'll be reducing players. I think tomorrow there might be a couple gone, and then midweek probably a few more.
Just want to get your thoughts on Raphael Lavoie's game tonight. He had a lot of chances, was getting to some open spaces there. Just thoughts on how he performed tonight.
Yeah, he played really well tonight. He had a lot of chances, 7 shots on goal. And, could have had a couple goals, but, their goalie came up with some big saves. But, we want him being involved. He's a young guy, skates well. I think with what our team needs, offense is nice and being able to chip in offensively. but also he's a big, strong body who can skate. We need that speed and we need that physicality. So there's a player that can give us some of that.
Kris, Clattenburg is a different sort of player than some of your other guys. What do you like about him? And he's obviously not a long way from playing in the NHL, but what do you like about him?
There's a lot about to like about Connor. I think right from when I saw him in Penticton, got involved. He wanted to be noticed every shift, never passed up an opportunity to finish a check. I think his puck skills are pretty good, especially for a guy that runs around and makes as many hits as he does. And I think that'll only continue to get better. But, I believe we drafted him in the 6th round. I think that was a very good investment. I think he's got a future in the NHL. Obviously, he'll be returned to junior at some point and to be able to work on his game. But I'm really optimistic about where he's going to be.
And Phelps' game, this game compared to the first game?
Another strong game from him. He wasn't as dominant on the faceoffs as he was the previous night. But, he made some plays. In the third period, he set up, I'm not sure who it was in the slot. I thought he managed the puck really well. And, for a guy that's just getting started, hasn't played hockey or very much hockey lately for a long period of time, there's a lot to like about his game.
And Kris, do you have a plan for Stuart Skinner? Do you want to send him to Winnipeg, day travel, or do you plan on getting him into just the home games and the final 2 road games?
The chances of him getting in soon is very likely, whether it's Winnipeg or the next home game on Saturday, definitely. But, it's very likely that he'll play against Winnipeg.
One question from the back here. We just talked to Zach and Connor. There's some unbelievable video that came out today. You may not have seen it. It was Connor after game 2, just kind of telling the players, listen, we got to get back into this. And I'm really paraphrasing.
No, what did he say? I didn't see that. What did he say exactly?
Yeah, well, I can't say that. But he wasn't happy with where the team was, and we got to dig in. We got to get back into this. Chances are you might not have been in the room for that at that point, but a little bit maybe we always talk about his hands and his speed and his goal scoring and all this stuff, but maybe you can address his leadership and what you saw from him, maybe specifically in the finals or during the playoffs.
Well, part of the reason why Connor's as good as he is because he's competitive and he's passionate. He has talent, but he's been able to push that talent and get better every single day, whether he's a young kid to a teenager to a professional right now and through his 20s. He wants to be the best. He wants his team to succeed. And, you saw a little glimpse of his passion. In that game, too, we weren't our best. We weren't playing very well. And, there was a guy that was trying to rally his team, get him to, as he said, dig in, play better. But, I don't think he gets enough recognition. Obviously, he should get most of the recognition on how well he plays, but he is an outstanding leader. And since I've known him, since he's a 15-year-old, the players, his teammates, have had a lot of respect for him, and they should have.